Welcome to Perfect Word Media. My name is J. Monroe Johnson. And today is December the 24th, 2024. The year of the Lord. The weekday is Tuesday. People, in essence, are overwhelmed by grief. COVID-19, hit the United States in the spring of 2020. The world will never be the same. That created trillions of dollars added to the national debt. And now we see inflation that has a tremendous strain upon humanity. It's not just America. Inflation has affected every country. Then you've got the political conflict and the drug issue and the violence and the gun issue. And people are just overwhelmed by grief currently. You agree with that, King Sonny?
Yes.
Yet there are those that are overtaken by greed and they are predatory. Thievery is their nature, and they're attempting to capitalize by way of theft upon people that are at their weakest. And that's what's happened in this story. It exposes political corruption in Albertville City and Marshall County, Alabama, USA. Northeast Alabama. About an hour and a half south of Chattanooga and about 3 hours west of Atlanta, for those that don't know. I ask that you Google the Scottsboro Boys and understand that 1931 American judicial racial tragedy that followed one racial tragedy and one gender-based tragedy and one tragedy after another by white male, white supremacist attacking anyone not of their clan, K-L-A-N. White supremacy is a lie. It's a dangerous domestic terrorist organization. Why do I say it's a lie? They use the Bible and primarily two verses. You ready for these two verses?
Yeah.
The first verse is in Genesis, and if you Google Genesis and this phrase, you'll pull it up. That God made man in his image, but they say God's a white man. So that God made white men most closely in God's image. And then he ordered white man to dominate all of God's creation. That means marginalized people, people of color, and it really boils down to anyone not of the white supremacist mindset and group. The other Bible verse is in Proverbs. And in essence, it says when declaring or when waging war, use deception and trickery. So they justify lying. When biblical scholars agree that it means to be cunning, but not to lie. You get it? They're taking that out of context and saying, oh, when we're waging war against the enemy, well, who's the enemy? Anyone not in the Ku Klux Klan. And then that they can lie, cheat, steal, then it moves to kill, and then they say, oh, it's self-defense. We've got to protect the white supremacy. And they advocate violence in the name of self-defense. See, it's a domestic terrorist organization. And do you see those two Bible verses? Mm-hmm. One is they say, we are ordered by God to dominate all of God's creation, we as white supremacists. That's a lie. They're taking the meaning of that Bible verse out of context. All humans are created in God's image.